All right, welcome to the lunchtime video. We're going to go until like 1:20 today. So I'm going to start off the video the way I kind of would like to start off the videos is by logging into my YouTube account and then uploading the last video. So I've got YouTube on my block list, of course, because I don't want to be checking it while I'm working. It's just too distracting for me. But this is the lunchtime video, so I can log into YouTube, if for nothing else but to upload the video from yesterday. Oh, and I got a new subscriber, it looks like. So thank you to Isaac. Shout out. Oh, well, that was a week ago. I don't know why it looked like it was new, but and anyway, no less of a celebration. So hopefully you'll learn from this channel. So I'm going to upload my video from yesterday. So I was able to do 2 weekend videos. The last few weekends I, for some reason, wasn't able to focus enough to get those up, but I've got those. So kind of my plan for this video and a bit what I did in the last video is just say, come hell or high water, I'm going to figure out what that error is in the VPLS connections where it says that there's no outgoing label, because if I see that on the test, I definitely won't be able to just gloss it over or ignore it at that point. So I might as well get used to or figure out how to resolve it now. Oh, and I can add another tag to the video. It'll be MPLS. I'm not showing my screen right now, but I will do that shortly. So let's see here. And then this was BGP configuration and troubleshooting. Perfect. Done. So tags. There we go. And then trying to resolve OL. VPLS error. Oops. Okay, so this one is now uploading the last video. So this is going to be video 3. So I will share my screen now. There we go. And I'm sharing screen 2 so you can see my lab. I'm also going to bring up my notes here. So this is what I did to post up there. So we're going to have basically the same video this time, just continuing to try to resolve that OL error. Oops, I think I missed the tag. I think VPLS will be a good tag to include. Also VPN might be a good one to have on there. So, yep, but I'll just have that be for the next one. So this is video 3 I'm working on, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is go into PE1 and take a look at that error again. Okay, so here's the error that we're working on. We've got this STOL, which is the state. So we've got a, it's the status, not the state. But here we've got a legend for it. So let's find OL. So our status is no outgoing label. So we're going to need to fix that status somehow. Let's do a help apropos. VPLS. Pipe match, help. Okay, so let's look at the help for this. So you can configure LDP as the signaling protocol for a VPLS routing instance. This functionality is described in RFC 4762. So I'll put this RFC in my notes, and then I might need to refer to it. Oops, I don't know what happened to my notes, but I will pull them up again. All right. Virtual Private LAN Service, VPLS, using Label Distribution Protocol, LDP. The Juno software does not support all of the RFC 4762. When enabling LDP signaling for a VPLS routing instance, network engineers should be aware that only the following values are supported. So this is interesting because it did say that FEC 129 was supported in the lab. So I wonder if it depends on a particular version, and my version is not able to use FEC 129. That might make sense because I'm using version 17. On the exam, they are using version 19. I'm not sure if they will have support for 129 in that version, but I feel somewhat okay because I have help apropos. I'm sure if it has the functionality of FEC 129, it will be in the help. Here, it's not going to be in the help because it does not support it. So I'm kind of, my goal is not necessarily to learn every single fine detail. It's kind of learn how to learn. So if I'm in the test and there's something I can't figure out, I want to be really comfortable using that help apropos, kind of using the resources that are available to me to overcome some kind of knowledge gap. Because I think even if I'm absolutely perfect, I read every word of the, even if I have like the actual exam and I read every word and memorize everything, I could very easily have knowledge gaps. There's just too much on the information. There's just too much information on the exam. To enable LDP signaling for the set of PE routers participating in the same VPLS routing instance, you need to use the vpls-id statements configured at the edit routing instances, routing instance name, protocols, VPLS hierarchy level to configure the same VPLS identifier on each of the VP routers. The VPLS identifier must be globally unique. When each VPLS routing instance domain has a unique VPLS identifier, it is possible to configure multiple VPLS routing instances between a given pair of PE routers. Okay, so what that means is if I have, right now I have routing instance green, so if I were to have routing instance red, yellow, and green, they would all need their unique, they would all need a unique VPLS identifier. But if I were to have routing instance green and I were to have PE 1, 2, 3, 4, however many added to it, they would all get the same VPLS identifier. LDP signaling requires that you configure a full mesh LDP session between the PE routers in the same VPLS routing instance. And I think this is where I've gone wrong. I don't have that full mesh LDP session. Neighboring PE routers are statically configured. Tunnels are created between the neighboring PE routers to aggregate traffic from one PE router to another. Pseudo wires are then signaled to demultiplex traffic between VPLS routing instances. These PE routers exchange the pseudo wire label, the MPLS label that acts as the VPLS pseudo wire demultiplexer field by using LDP forwarding equivalency classes, FECs. Tunnels based on both MPLS and generic routing encapsulation, GRE, are supported. Note you cannot configure both BGP signaling and LDP signaling for the same VPLS routing instance. If you attempt to configure the statements that enable BGP signaling for the VPLS routing instance, the site-identifier, site range statements, and the statements that enable LDP signaling for the same instance, neighbor ID, VPLS-ID, the commit operation fails. Okay, so this here is a really good clue. I'm just gonna put this in a. I'm just gonna put this in my notes, and then let's just keep reading. But I think what's going on, and I can open up another PE to look at this because the configuration is going to be similar. So let's do a show configuration routing instances green. Type display set. Oh, display set relative. So in order to configure BGP signaling for a VPLS routing instance, you need the site identifier, and the site range. So we don't have any of those. What we have is the instance, I think. Actually, I don't see the instance anywhere. We have the neighbor, which we don't have that either. We don't have a neighbor anywhere. And the VPLS ID. So we don't have that either. We have a L2 VPN ID, but we don't have a VPLS ID. Yeah, we did not use this VPLS ID statement. So I don't know what this L2 VPN ID is for, but I don't think it's the proper thing. So I mean, I think the lab just gave us misinformation. To complete LDP signaling for the VPLS routing instance, complete the steps in the following sections. Configuring LDP signaling for the VPLS routing instance, configuring LDP signaling on the router. Okay, so you can see very clearly this leaves a lot to be desired. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to take a moment to work a little bit more on that Python script where it will just print out all of the help documentation and search for these sorts of strings. So I would have to do start shell and then an ls. So let me do a Google search. Okay, and I'm going to do Juniper Python script. And this is going to be a lot easier on version 19, but if I can do it on version 17, I can certainly do it on version 19. It'll just be a lot easier. Yeah, and another thing I want to be able to do is I can just add all my IP addresses that I meant to ping to like a YAML file like this, and then just ping them all really quick, save myself a lot of time during the exam. So there's definitely a lot to be done with scripting. It's not something I want to just kind of set aside. Okay, so, all right, so let's see here. Yeah, so I'm on 17, so I will have Python 2.7, and I have, I'm actually going to have some extra support here. I have Yang, action, and translation. On the test, it's going to be 19 here, so I'm going to have, oh, that's interesting, because it says I already have, right, I'm going to have Python 3 now. I'll probably have both, but I prefer to use Python 3 because Python 2 is just too old school for me. I actually like Python 2 better, but it's out of support. So let's see here. What's Juniper Extension Toolkit? I mean, really, I don't think it should be that hard. Let's see, I've got Nano on here. So Nano helper.py. Oops, so I don't got Nano. I think I've got Vi though. Yeah, I've got Vi. So yeah, it shouldn't be that hard because what I can do is, let's do a CLI. There should be a command where I can send CLI commands. And if I've got that, it should be pretty easy. Yeah, not OP script is essentially what I want. So yeah, executing a OP script on a device like that. So yeah, I've got to add it to the OP folder, which, let me do exit out of Vi here, which I guess just learning how to exit out of Vi is something that's really commonly looked up on Stack Overflow. So it's not super easy. Oops, there's my stomach. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. All right, and I am back. So I'm trying to figure out how to put this in the correct folder. So I mean, one really easy way to do it. Let's do let's do this. So let's do exit. So we're going to exit that shell. Then we're going to do a configure private. Then we're going to do edit system scripts OP. And then set allow, well, let's do up and then do set language. Python. Okay, now let's do edit OP. Let's do set file. Okay, and then we'll do helper.py. Commit. Oh, okay, well that worked. Ah, okay, now we get it. So here's the path it needs to go into. So we can do a start shell. Okay, and now we can change directory into here. Ah, so it was DB. That I kind of thought it was that, but okay. Now we can do vi helper.py, and now we'll be able to execute this. Basically, however, so let's take a look at this guide some more. Automation scripting user guide. We'll go back to scripting using Python. Oh, nope. We'll go down to OP scripts. And then let's look at some examples. So, yep, changing the configuration. Let's try that. Okay, so we've got a boilerplate, I believe, that should be a boilerplate somewhere. Ah, here we go. Required boilerplate. So that might only give it for, nope, we got it for Python. So there we go. We got the boilerplate, perfect. So, but we're missing the first part. Oh, right, and I can't use the arrow keys, but it's not too difficult to not use the arrow keys. I mean, it kind of is. Okay, so let's do a set paste. Okay. This is nice. I can see what all the options are if I do. I've always wondered how to get help in Vi. It seems to be hard to come by, but I don't see that, so I'll just do a quit, and then I'll do an I, and I'll just type it out. So from Junos import Junos context, and if I can memorize this, okay, so let's save this. Perfect. And now let's try to go back. Let's look at some examples. Okay, so we're gonna, yep, change the config. Okay, so it's sending it XML. Yeah, let's customize the output of a show command. Let's look at the example for that. Okay, let's see if there's XML for the help commands. I have a feeling there are not. That's why this whole thing has been so difficult for me. There is XML. Sweet. Okay, so this is what I would need to do that. Oh, actually, RPC command is not, yeah, because that's only an on box command. But I can do what if I just do this? So I'm going to do a start shell and then pwd. Okay, so var db scripts and then op. So vi help helper. Do main def main. Okay, and I'm just going to try importing OS. And then def main, perfect. Oops. Okay, let's just do a quit. Back in, perfect. Okay, and now let's do os.system. CLI show configuration, pipe display set, pipe no more. Okay, and then oops. So okay. Perfect. Okay, so now let's do a main. Okay, so hopefully this works. OP help helper. Okay, so it didn't error out. Let's see if we can change this up a bit. Oops, so it's now blank. Maybe that's why it didn't error out. Okay, actually it's not blank, it's just I was in the wrong directory. Okay, so let's see if I've got the subprocess module. And then we'll do subprocess.check output. Oops, but it looks like, yep, it looks like I'm dead in the water here. Let's try a D enter. There we go. Oops, kind of dead in the water again. Yep. Okay, there we go. So give a new line and then do process.check output. And then we'll do CLI show configuration, pipe display set, pipe no more, shell equals true. Okay, so let's see if this works. Oops, so Okay, so we do have the sub-process module. But for some reason, this command failed. All right, so let's try it in the shell. Okay, so let's try this. All right, let's try this. Okay, so we can get this. Okay, so I'm getting close. I really think I'm making some progress here. Okay, and sorry for this. I'll put this up on the screen so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just making it easier for myself to work with this code. So I can even remove this now, and you can see what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to be running this command here, CLI help apropos BGP. Oops. Okay, so that gives me all of this. So I don't know how to do no more, but I can do let's see here, terminal or set terminal or CLI. Yeah. Screen length 0. And now I can do a help apropos BGP. There we go. And even if I'm in this shell, I can do a CLI help apropos BGP. Oops, but it looks like I'm going to need to do that command again. So let's do subprocess.check output CLI and then set CLI screen length 0 shell equals true. Okay, so let's try this. And then here, let's do print output. Okay, let's just try this as a script. Perfect. Okay, so that is good to go. Okay, so now we need, we need to try to run that. There we go. Perfect. I'm on the right track. This is going to work. So, okay, so let's set the language to Python. Cool. I'm going, this is going to make a huge difference. Okay, so now I can do for line in output if line 0 up to but not including. So it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So up to but not including 4. So we're going to have 0, 1, 2, and 3 indexes. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. There we go. Okay, we'll say interesting lines. Or we'll say help topics equals this, and we'll say yeah. So this is going to be 4 is here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, because we just want to get help topic. So for line in output, if line equals help topic, then we'll do help topics dot append the whole line. Okay, and then we'll do for help topic in help topics. Help equals subprocess dot check output help topic shell equals true, and then we'll say if, okay, so let's take a look back at what I was looking at here, or way up here. I forget where it was. Yeah, here. So let's look for this. Now it could be different casing, all that sort of stuff. So let's lowercase this and say dot lower. Okay, so here we go. Yep, we've got everything pretty much good to go. We've got things hard coded though, but that's pretty easy to change here. So we can just plug in, make a comment, plug in your topic, and then down here we can make another comment. Plug in your search string. Okay, so let's do a start shell, cd var db scripts op, and now we'll do a rm help helper, and then do a vi. Okay, so now we will paste this in. Oops, so it looks like it didn't paste all of it. Okay, so this is pretty much going to be it. Just need to clean this up if I may. And looks like I may not. Okay, but maybe this will be fine. Oops, looks like I forgot a colon. So we got it working. The only problem is it didn't find any further help. So we didn't get a match for this string. But let's try to see one where we will get a match for sure. So if we do a help apropos BGP, and then here we can do a pipe match help. Okay, so we'll be getting all of these help topics. So let's try to find this one here. Okay, so we know that there's going to be configuring BGP between. We know that that text is going to be there. So let's add that here. Okay, and then let's lowercase it. All right, so now let's update the config. Oops, and it looks like it's not responding to me properly. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to see this pop up, hopefully, if everything works. Nope. So, okay. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. So we got this further doc not found. So it wasn't in this help string. Let's just print out all the help strings. Okay. Oops, and we don't need to save this yet. Okay, well, I'm just going to take the easy way out and remove help helper. Okay. Oops, so for some reason, this print statement just didn't trigger at all. So I'm wondering if this help topics library, yeah, so I think this is what's going wrong. So let's do a print line 0, 10. Okay, and now let's do start shell cd var db scripts op, remove help helper, and then vi. Oops, and it's not obeying my commands again. It just randomly doesn't do that sometimes. Ah, okay. So yep, here's the problem. It looks like it's printing the, yeah, so output is unfortunately a string. So we've got to do output list equals output dot split -n. And now we're going to be doing for line and output list. Okay. Oops. So it looks like we had trouble. Yep, because this. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Why was this unable to run? Help topic system. Why was this unable to run? What? Help topic system examples BGP returned non-zero exit status. I mean, I can always just do a try except because this is line 12. So yeah, I can do for help topic in there, I can do try. And then if that doesn't work, as it did not there, we can do except. And we can just go on to the next one. Oop, and I just realized I can actually more than add Python to the tags. Probably more than those other ones now, but at this point. Oops, so further doc not found. But we know we will find it because we know it's in one of them. So we really got to get that command to work somehow. Oh, I don't know what my deal is today, but I'm feeling kind of waves of nausea every once in a while. All right, so yeah, I think we're good to go. So I think this script is almost already there. This is going to be really a superpower during the exam if I can get this to work. Unfortunately, it's not working right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't get why this filled out. I guess what I can do is accept print help, and then we'll see all the ones that didn't work. Oop, it's not listening to me again. There we go. Okay, so now we'll get a printout of all the ones that didn't work. Okay. All right, so now it's just working completely differently. But I think I'm out of time. I only got 4 minutes before I need to get back to work, so okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I feel like I'm really close to this, so I'll give this some more time in the next video, but really I've got to move on to getting those OL labels up. That was the main goal. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you in the next one.